20 years. That's how long Christian Horner spent transforming Red Bull Racing from a flashy energy drink PR stunt into Formula One's most dominant force. We're talking 6 Constructors Championships, 8 drivers' titles, and over 120 race wins. He built an empire from nothing. And then Red Bull fired him. No warning, no tribute, no press conference, just a cold phone call. After 2 decades of loyalty, billions in brand value, and redefining what a modern F1 team could be, Christian Horner was told, "Your services are no longer required, effective immediately." That was the moment Red Bull stopped being a dynasty and started building their own downfall. Because if Red Bull thought Horner would quietly disappear, they underestimated the wrong man. What's happening behind the scenes right now isn't just a comeback, it's a calculated revenge plot that could dismantle Red Bull from within. And it's already in motion. This isn't a wild theory, it's real. There are meetings, there's funding, and there's a plan so meticulously timed, so surgically designed, that Red Bull may already be too late to stop it. But to understand the threat, we have to rewind to July 7th, 2025. A secret meeting at Red Bull HQ. Behind closed doors, Oliver Mintzlaff, Red Bull's head of sport, billionaire co-owners Chalerm Uvidja and Mark Mateschitz, and finally, Helmut Marko, Horner's longtime ally, now playing Judas. Together, they made the call. Horner had to go. The next day, the axe fell. No press release, no chance to say goodbye to his team. Just a voice on the other end of a phone call telling him he was done. Just like that. People close to Horner said he was crushed, but more importantly, he was activated. And Red Bull, they didn't just lose a team boss. They created a powerful enemy, one who knows everything. Within 48 hours, Horner was seen dining at a private London club with Bernie Ecclestone, the former Formula One Supremo, now 94, but still quietly pulling strings. A few days later, he was spotted in Monaco, then Switzerland, then back to London. These weren't social calls. Bernie doesn't do casual meetings. Every move, every handshake has a purpose. And his purpose now, burning Red Bull to the ground. You see, it was Bernie who originally brought Horner into Formula One back in 2005 when Red Bull bought Jaguar. Horner was young, unproven, but Bernie saw something in him. Christian Horner wasn't just a hire, he was a protege, a personal project. So when Red Bull tossed Horner aside like yesterday's marketing gimmick, Bernie took it personally. Now, he's backing Horner's next move, and it's bold. While Red Bull's leadership scrambles to contain internal chaos, 500 miles away, the perfect opportunity is forming in Enstone, England, home to the Alpine Formula One team. Alpine is in trouble. The team has potential, but no direction. Renault sold 24% of it in 2023 for $200 million, valuing the team at around $900 million. A lot for most, but not for Bernie, worth over $3 billion, and he's not alone. Sources say Bernie is preparing to financially back Horner in acquiring a controlling stake in Alpine, a move estimated at $500 million. And with that kind of funding, Horner wouldn't just be team principal. He'd be owner, commander, architect. But here's where the timing gets masterful. Horner's Red Bull contract includes non-compete clauses. Those expire in January 2026. That just happens to be the exact moment Alpine switches to Mercedes engines. New technical regulations reset the field. Horner is free to build from scratch with no legal constraints. It's not just a comeback, it's a reset button. And there's another wild card, Flavio Briatore, recently appointed as Alpine's executive advisor. He's a controversial figure, but one with deep influence. And Flavio's made it clear, he doesn't want to run the team. He's looking for someone else, someone he trusts, someone like Horner. Together, Horner and Briatore would be the most ruthless power duo Formula One has seen in decades. Backed by Ecclestone's billions and strategic vision, they wouldn't just compete, they'd go for the kill. But even Bernie's money isn't the only big bank in play. The The Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE has fallen in love with Formula One. Hosting races isn't enough anymore. They want equity, they want control, and a Horner-led Alpine with Mercedes engines and a vacant throne is the perfect investment. Sources say talks are already underway. Nation-state level money is being offered. The kind of money that builds new wind tunnels overnight, that poaches top engineers from rival teams, that buys championships. And here's where it gets really dangerous for Red Bull. Max Verstappen. For the first time in his career, Max is openly questioning his future. He's frustrated, confused by Red Bull's direction, disillusioned by new leadership. Mercedes has George Russell and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Ferrari has Hamilton and Leclerc. McLaren's locked in with Norris and Piastri. So where does Max go? A Horner-led Alpine with Mercedes power and unlimited money. That's not just attractive, that's home. Remember, Horner was the man who discovered Max, nurtured his career, and built an entire team around him. The idea of Max jumping ship to follow the man who believed in him from day one isn't just poetic, it's nuclear. Imagine this. Red Bull fires Horner. 2 years later, Horner returns, and he takes their golden child with him. That's not a rivalry, that's vengeance. And it gets worse, because Horner knows everything. Every development timeline, every aerodynamic shortcut, every weakness inside Red Bull's structure. He helped design it. Now he could use that knowledge to dismantle it. When Alpine switches to Mercedes engines in 2026, the playing field becomes level. Add Horner's inside knowledge, Flavio's political muscle, Bernie's billions, and Middle Eastern mega-funding, and Red Bull's reign could crumble. This isn't just about building a faster car. This is about psychological warfare. Every race, every move, every podium finish by Alpine would haunt Red Bull. Every success would be a reminder of the man they discarded. Red Bull's leadership, Laurent Mekies, Oliver Mintzlaff, the board. They'll be under constant pressure, always comparing themselves to Horner, always chasing the shadow of the man they pushed out. And Christian Horner? He'll be watching, smiling, quietly building his legacy brick by brick, while Red Bull unravels. Because if Horner succeeds, it proves something Red Bull never wanted to admit. Their empire wasn't built by corporate brilliance. It was built by a man they underestimated. Fast forward to 2027. Horner's Alpine wins Monaco. Verstappen stands atop the podium. The camera cuts to the pit wall, and there's Christian Horner, calm, satisfied, watching Red Bull fade into the midfield. All of this? It begins January 2026. That's when Horner is free. That's when Alpine's new era starts. That's when F1's next war begins. Red Bull has 6 months to prepare for what's coming. 6 months to convince Max to stay. 6 months to outmaneuver a man who built them. 6 months before the revenge of Christian Horner changes Formula One forever.